Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm here to talk about a little bit of a theory because I was rewatching the ending of last night's episode because I absolutely loved it. But I definitely think that ending of the episode is kind of giving us a hint about the upcoming Pikes. Now, hopefully everybody knows the Pike situation, that's going to be going on at the end of season 9. It most likely is because they did confirm that that big moment is going to be happening. It's even in the synopsis. It says after a tremendous loss or some shit. So, the Pike moment is happening. And in today's video, I want to talk about that ending of episode 11 because I think the characters they showed, some of them are going to be getting piked. Also, on top of that, I'm going to be giving a couple more predictions about who I think is going to be getting piked. I'm going to be listing off 10 characters who I think will be getting piked. But that being said, I know it's 12 in the comics, it could be 12 in the show, it could be 10 in the show, it could be 14 on the show, who knows. I'm just giving off 10 names because after 10, I most likely am just going to name off random secondary characters, so there's not really that much thought put into it. But these 10 I feel comfortable with, and I have a feeling these 10 are going to go. But let me know in the comments down below after I give my predictions, if you agree or disagree or who do you think is going to go. Yeah, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments, I'd love to hear from you, but let's get started. So the reason I believe last night's episode, the ending, was a huge foreshadow to the upcoming Pike event is because everybody was spending time together as a family, but it focused on certain characters who I think they're foreshadowing that these characters have a huge chance of dying later on this season. And they're also playing like a beautiful song, All My Dreaming. Everybody was having too good of a good time. Everybody was just like with their loved ones. And I think there was some meaning behind that, rather than just, relaxing at the end of the day. So I'm going to start off with the beginning of that sequence when Henry and Daryl are talking and Daryl kind of walks off. And starting off my list, I think, and this is where the music kind of starts, but I think Henry is going to be the first one to go. Why? Not the first one to go, but he's one of my picks. This is like in no particular order, but Henry I think is gonna go because Alpha hates his guts. We know Henry is gonna be following Lydia and the Whisperers because he wants to get to Lydia. So if Alpha ever has a chance to kill Henry, I'm not gonna be surprised. And I think during the fair, Henry is most likely gonna be there, obviously. So I think Alpha's gonna take her shot and kill this guy. Alpha's gonna be like, you know what? This guy is trying to bang my daughter. Nope. And he's like, slashing his head. But no, in all seriousness, I really think this is gonna happen because Henry is not as important as Carl. And yeah, they didn't kill Carl in the comics or whatever, and he's taking Carl's storyline. But I think the main Carl storyline he's taking is the Lydia one. Like, I think after Lydia, there's not much, unless they want to give all of Carl's storyline to him. I don't know. I just have a feeling it was only just for Lydia in that story. So I think Henry has a possibility of, getting piked. But moving on. Next, we got King Ezekiel and Carol. And this is a beautiful scene here. They're inside of the theater, and Jerry turns on the bulb, and it's a light, and they come here in the center and give each other a big kiss and a big hug. And who do I think is going to get piked? King Ezekiel. I hate to say it, but I do think King Ezekiel is going to get piked because it's going to have a huge... damn, now that I'm thinking about it, Henry and King Ezekiel getting piked, man, that's going to be one bit... Oh, man, I feel bad for Carol. Dang, like she's going to lose her son and her husband. But I just think it's going to happen. And, also those rumors that came out about King Ezekiel, Corey Payne being done with The Walking Dead. First of all, I have no clue why those rumors even came out in the first place. They shouldn't have. But I do, not only that, but again, just this moment of them, being very close and intimate, I think King Ezekiel is going to go. Alright, moving on to Magnus Group. You got Luke, Yumiko, Magna, Connie, and Kelly here just chilling and drinking. So the prediction I wrote down is Luke and Yumiko. So Luke, I think, is 100% he's a goner. It could either be Luke and Yumiko or Luke and Connie. I think Kelly and Magna are safe because the thing with The Walking Dead, I think, when you need to kill off a character, there needs to be purpose. There needs to be purpose as where another character would evolve, or, there needs to be room for growth, right? So all these characters who die, like, most of the time when a huge character dies, it's going to have a huge effect on another character. So we saw how close Kelly and Luke were, right? Like, Kelly was crying because she couldn't find Luke. So I think Luke is going to be a goner for Kelly's sake. But then it also could be Connie because Kelly is Connie's sister. But also Dan Fogler is a pretty big, he's not like a huge actor or anything, but he's in movie roles and stuff. And I don't really see him sticking around that long. I don't know why. I just feel like Luke is gonna be a goner. Yumiko could go. Because Yumiko is gonna have a huge effect on Magna, but it's gonna be definitely 2 people from Magnus Group. And Magnus Group, I'm a little bit, you know, iffy on. I think Luke is 100%, but it's either gonna be Yumiko or Connie. So you leave your thoughts and opinions. I think it's gonna be Luke and Yumiko though. Moving on in this beautiful sequence, we have Enid and Alden here getting it on. And who do I think is gonna go out of these 2? I think it's gonna be Alden, because first of all, Enid, I think they're gonna stick around because, you know, Enid has been on the show for a while. She's a doctor now. So, and Alden, I definitely see going just because it's going to definitely affect Enid, a character that we're more familiar with. And then also on top of that, Alden was already captured by Alpha. So if Alpha ever sees Alden, she's going to be like, oh, I was already going to kill that guy, right? Anyways, so yeah, might as well just do it right now and just like cut his head off. Same thing with Luke, like I was talking about before. That could also play into effect with Luke. Like Alpha already caught Luke. So these 2 characters have already been, you know, almost killed by Alpha. So if Alpha is out there trying to kill people, you know, she's going to see these 2 characters and be like, oh, I was already going to kill them anyway, so might as well. So I do think Alden is going to go. And then moving on next, oh man, this got me right in the feels. We have Tammy and Earl here taking care of this little baby, the baby that the Whispers left. And it's just sad because remember, these 2 lost their son in the beginning of the season. And I'm going to have to say, I think one of these guys are going to go. And who do I think is going to go? I think it's going to be Tammy. Now, the reason I think it's going to be Tammy is because they don't really utilize Tammy that much. Like, Earl is a blacksmith, and Tammy, I feel like they should utilize Tammy, though, because Brett Butler is a great actress, and whatever scenes we have with her on the show is just so great. But I just have this feeling that Tammy is going to go, and Earl is going to stick around because he is a blacksmith, and hopefully we get some character development with him. But these 2 characters, man, I really like them, but they're just kind of sidelined, which I don't like. But I do think one of them are going to go, and I have to guess Tammy. But moving on, next in the sequence, we have Nabila here sleeping, and Jerry, holding his baby. And man, this breaks my heart because I have a feeling one of these characters are going to go. And man, this is the toughest one. I don't know, like, I don't want to say Jerry. I don't want to lose Jerry, but I have a feeling it's going to be Jerry. But this one, it could be either or. Like, I'm not too sure on this. You guys leave your thoughts and opinions on it. But if I have to go to one, I'd say Jerry. Just because with Jerry, I think it's going to hit harder with fans, you know? And I have a feeling that, oh man, it's going to really suck losing King Ezekiel and Jerry. But I have a feeling it's going to be Jerry. I mean, just because they made that flashback, not just because of Jesus and Tara talking about Michonne, but also we learned that Jerry is going to be a father, and we saw how happy he and King Ezekiel were. So I have a feeling Jerry's going to go. And then the last one in this actual end sequence is this girl right here. Now, I don't even know this girl's name. They just kind of used her a little like they didn't even use her in the previous episodes, but then episode 11 they used her a few times actually. So I just have a feeling she's gonna get piked. I don't know why. I'm just throwing that out there. I think she's gonna get piked. So the characters that I listed off to be piked on that end sequence in the episode were Luke and Yumiko, Jerry and Ezekiel, Alden, Henry, Tammy, and that girl at the end. So that is 8 characters. So 2 more characters that I'm going to name off that I think are going to go. First off, I think Rosita is going to get piked. So the reason why I think Rosita is going to get piked is because they haven't been doing much with her character, but we just learned that she got pregnant and she has Sadiq's baby, and she's also in a relationship with Gabriel, and Eugene likes her, and there's a lot of attention on Rosita right now, like affectionately. So I feel like Rosita getting piked is gonna like affect a lot of people on this show, you know, Eugene, Gabriel, and Sadiq. And then, you know, especially, I mean, I can't even say who is gonna affect more, because Gabriel is in a full-on relationship, Sadiq is gonna have a baby with her, and Eugene freaking has a crush on her for I don't know how many years now. So it's gonna affect all 3 of them. So I think Rosita is gonna get piked. And then my last pick to get piked in The Walking Dead season 9 finale, or episode 15, whenever it happens, is Scott. Now, do I even need to explain why I think Scott's gonna get piked? I hope not. No, but in all seriousness, man, like Scott, like I don't know, this is the most underutilized character in television history, I think. Like he just pops in here and there, and he's still, I don't even know, is he alive? I think he's alive. The last time we saw him was when he came to inform Rick and Michonne when they were reading to Judith that they were fighting at the camp or something. Like, they barely use Scott, and I don't even know why they underutilize him. I don't know if it's like an actor problem or a contract issue, but I mean in the scenes he's in, I like him. Like, just use the guy more. But the fact that they don't even use him at all, I feel like Scott is gonna be like Pike, just for them to get him out of the show because they barely use him. So those are my predictions to get piked. I'm going to list it off one more time for you guys. Luke, Yumiko, Jerry, Ezekiel, Alden, Rosita, Henry, Tammy, that one girl at the end, I don't know her name, and then Scott. So those are my predictions. It could be more, it could be less, we don't know, but I just named off 10. So maybe you guys do the same or list off as many people as you want. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts and opinions about who you think is going to get piked at the end of the season. I wasn't initially going to do a death predictions or anything like that. If I was going to do it a while back, but after seeing that episode and that end sequence with that music and everybody just like being together and them kind of picking on certain characters, I just have a feeling that that was a huge foreshadow for the upcoming event. But again, all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead content just like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.